ShinRobjira.
Retro Color Gigan! Godzilla Store and Bandai strike again with yet another exclusive. This time we have Gigan repping them OG colors. Which, by my best guess, these OG colors are more than likely based off of the Bandai Memorial Box 1995 Gigan, which was more sea foamy than he was standard green. Though this color palette was a thing before the Memorial Box was released, with other Bandai released and other company released Gigan figures. Looks like Bandai was really cycling between black and this before finally settling on that darker green Gigan would retain before listening to his first Slipknot album in 2004. And at first we gotta talk about the tag, as we usually do. And as per usual with these Godzilla Store exclusives, they are the exact same tag that we got with the base release, just you know, in a singular color. Kind of really disliking that the 50th anniversary logo's on the inside of the tag instead of over here. Really weird to see the new Bandai Namco logo on this, especially with the old logo being there. I don't know what that entails, but anyway, since this guy is a Godzilla Store exclusive, we're gonna have to double sleeve him. First with the penny sleeve, and then again with the top loader. Yes, now he's super protected. I don't know if I've said this enough, but I'll say it again. Just because I sleeve and top load my tags doesn't mean you need to, and just because I keep the tags on my figures and you don't, doesn't mean you're doing something wrong. This is just how I like to keep my figures. Tagged and protected. That's pretty much it. Paint and detail. So since this guy is strictly just new in terms of paint, the amount of detail that we are going to get on this guy is exactly the same as every Gigan figure released from Bandai since the Toho Kaiju series. Yeah, I was really hoping for a new mold, but this is fine. This is just fine, yes. Granted, I really don't find anything about this mold to be out of date. Simply because the massive amounts of detail we do get on this figure is more than enough to accommodate. I mean, whether we're talking about the detail on his back sails, or the detail on the back of his head, or the hilarious detail that Gigan's neck looks like a pack of hot dogs. I don't know. This mold for Gigan never really disappointed per se. The only thing I always found the need to really comment on is just giving the figure more paint. Detail-wise, he's just fine. Unfortunately, the more paint argument is going to show up with this release, as these are unpainted and the tip of his tail is unpainted. But I also just love this metallic green paint for Gigan because it just lets all of those details just shout something fierce. And honestly, I'm a really big fan of that. I mean, this figure's looked good from day one, but with metallic paint on him, holy hell. I don't know, metallic paint on vinyl figures just does something to the figures that do make them feel wholly new. Or maybe that's just because I'm a fairly simple person who likes shiny new things. I don't know. I really do just want a Showa-era Gigan figure with an open mouth and not dead space with a little bit of teeth mouth thing. The entire time of waiting for this figure, I never noticed that his visor was now a metallic pink. It really does fit with everything. And I think that's about wholly the newest thing that is featured on this figure, because while yes, the paint jobs might be reminiscent of older Bandai figures where Gigan was either seafoamy like this or black, the visors have always been red. Now it's pink. And I fuck with that. And I can't tell if the silver used on Gigan is a lot more metallic than usual. This is where we have to do a comparison real quick. Alright, that might have been a dumb question, because yes, the silver is much more metallic on this figure than on the base Movie Monster Series Gigan figure. Granted, this dude does have some sheen on his silver, but over here, it's just so much more, and I really do like that. Interesting how they chose not to paint the bottom of the feet when they were painted on the 2018 re-release. In fact, I think this metallic green base that they used for Gigan might have been too much for the metallic silver, because you can see it really peeking through over here on the mouth. At first I thought that was just a reflective snafu, but no, the metallic green do be poking through pretty fiercely. Over here though, yeah, that's just reflective, but where it's not reflective and is an actual issue is right up here. Yep, I got a skinned horn on my Gigan. Thankfully though, when it comes to this metallic toasted gold, or just brown, I guess, the green really isn't peeking through, really at all, at least back here. And even though my center sail over here is a little squashad from the shipping and everything, you can see, looking in between the sails, no green paint is poking through, and the detail is quite nice. No green paint poking through on the tail, both on the top, and mostly on the bottom, none on the other side as well. The only area, as far as my copy goes, that's going to see a little bit of that is mostly going to be the neck and the gut area. There is going to be some green in some places where it really shouldn't be, particularly over here that kind of looks like a green paint smudge. Then you got this section over here where it's not so much a bad thing as it kind of does look a little cool how it's outlining things, but it also really doesn't match up with the rest of the figure. Although this side has it a little bit as well, so that's not too bad. No, that's not an actual complaint, I'm just pointing it out to you all. But anywhooser, this being the same mold from the Toho Kaiju series onward for the 6-inch vinyl figures, not too much has changed. It's literally just been the paint and how much of it there is or isn't. Paint and detail's going to get a solid star out of me. Still a very fantastic looking figure, and I really enjoy this color palette quite a lot. So let's move on over to articulation. The arms can go all the way around pretty effortlessly, as can the legs, yet again, pretty effortlessly, although this one's giving me a little bit of a hard time, spoke too soon. Just like other releases, nothing at the head, and we're going to get a glue seal at the tail, which I don't recommend breaking, but if you do and it works out for you, good stuff. Articulation's gonna get a solid star, and yeah, I'm perfectly fine with calling this a 3-star figure, although I wouldn't vehemently recommend it. Me, I suffer at the hands of the Bandai Movie Monster series, so pretty much everything they release I kind of just need to get because I have lost all self-control. A fun little release with a little bit more of the same. I'm actually quite excited to see how Pussy Pink Hedora is going to turn out. I said what I said. It wasn't my initial thought because I took it from Biorante on Twitter, but hey, what are you going to do about it? Nothing. Small, medium, large, sadistic robo-chicken. A retro metallic spin on Gigan for his big 5-0 was welcomed highly. While I would have loved a new mold with an open mouth and maybe a few new bells and whistles here and there, this is good too. And if this is gonna be the moves for the Godzilla store exclusives that aren't whole new figures, I'm none too against bringing back other lost paint jobs for certain figures. Like Hawaiian Megalon, bisexually lit Orga, Foxy Grandpa Godzilla. The possibilities are indeed endless, and it's time to start taking advantage of it, Bandai. But yeah, that's it. Next time I see y'all, I'll be doing a review of the Jet Jaguar Beta and Salunga figures from the Bandai Movie Monster series. That could either be tomorrow or the day directly after. I'm not quite sure yet. Either or, this has been Retro Color Gigan. I have been ShinRobjira. Hope you all have a lovely day, afternoon, and night. Be sure to check out my social media, my Patreon and everything, merch page, the whole 9 yards. And yeah, have yourselves a lovely Tuesday, or whatever day you're actually watching this on. Yeah. Peace.